it'd be remiss of me not to begin with my man, my favourite NBA player, of course, and that is Klay Thompson, who returned against the Cleveland Cavaliers on Monday. It was a fantastic moment. It was a bit of a struggle for me because I was actually at work at the time, and I'm happy to admit, and if my manager or whatever is listening to this by the odd chance, I'm happy to admit to it, I did take myself off to the toilet for about 10 minutes, just to...
What did you do in the toilet?
I watched Klay get introduced, is basically all I watched, and then I didn't watch the actual game itself until I managed to watch about a quarter of it in the second half on a break, but I was able to watch the entire game against the Grizzlies today, and look, it's not prime Klay Thompson yet. He's on a heavy minutes restriction. He's playing about 20 minutes a night. But, geez, I don't think we could have expected much more, to be totally honest, from a guy who's been out for 2.5 years. He's got no fear factor at all, and that's the biggest thing for me with a guy coming off a torn ACL and then a torn Achilles. He's got no fear factor. It's really strange. He's literally taking guys off the dribble and trying to get to the rim a whole lot more than I could ever remember out of Klay Thompson. And we saw he had a massive dunk over, was it Larry Markin and Lamar Stevens on Monday against the Cavs. And even today against the Grizzlies, he's literally trying to take blokes off the dribble, getting to the rim. I will admit that I still have a fear every time he falls over. He tripped over a ref today randomly, and I was just like, oh shit, what's he done here? What's happening? And it takes me a millisecond just to compose myself and make sure he gets up and he's fine and whatnot. But what have you guys made of Klay Thompson's return? He's had 17 points against the Cavs on Sunday and then 14 points today, as I said, in around 20 minutes of game time.
Well, as you know, Pocker, the Warriors have been a thorn in my side for many years. But Klay, I think, is probably one of the most universally loved players, no matter who you barrack for or if you just love basketball, the way he plays. Stats aren't always ridiculous, but just eye test. But I love going down memory. They showed a lot of his best games. And, I mean, he's entertainment. 37 points in one quarter and 60 points and everything like that. It's just good to have players like that who are just entertainment full stop. If you love basketball, so it's great for me. And I couldn't be happy to have him back, to be honest.
Haywood, any thoughts after you had him as the seventh worst? Or sorry, you guessed him correctly as having one of the worst contracts in the league. On our last episode?
Yeah, no, you're right. I did do that. No, I love having Klay back, but unfortunately it turned into something I don't love, and that's a kind of unbeatable Warriors team. So hoping that his impact isn't quite what it used to be, although those hopes are already somewhat dashed after seeing the eye test the past few games.
Yeah, well, the Warriors haven't had Draymond Green. It was a strange situation against the Cavaliers where Draymond obviously wanted to be a part of the moment and actually started that game but had no intention of playing. The tip went off and Draymond just went up and bear hugged Darius Garland, was in the game for 7 seconds, didn't play that game, didn't play against the Grizzlies, and will probably be out for, I expect, at least a week with a calf issue. So I'm thoroughly looking forward to watching the Warriors play with their full-strength team, obviously, when Draymond gets back and seeing that trio of Draymond, Steph, and Klay out there. But